Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Welcome this historical documentary. In this video, they will be accompanied by a student from the East Folosu Luis Napoleón Núñez Molina campus, María Inés Rosario, Sara Rodríguez, and me, Vitali Lopez. The objective of the documentary is to publicize the life and contribution of the Dominican historian, writer, sociologist, and educator Roberto Casá Bernardo de Quiroz. He was born on September 12, 1900 in the Dominican Republic. He is son of the lawyer José Casá Logroño and the Spanish María Bernardo Quiroz Villanueva. His first studies were carried out at the Santa Teresita School, and he is graduate of Manuel Rodríguez Ovidio High School. This is a Dominican historian, writer, sociologist, and educator. He is currently the General Director on the General Archive of the Nation of the Dominican Republic, was President of the Academy of Dominican History, and he is Sciences of the Dominican Republic and the Association of Historians of Latin America and the Caribbean. Roberto Casá is one of the best examples of historiography that is based on the seriousness of investigation that take a long time to develop. Also, the development of a narrative structure on the public is one of the examples of politicians oriented to carry out left of organizations and service to an institutions that transfer the Dominican documentary heritage. Dominican characters is the most recent work of the historian Roberto Casá. This comes to fill avoid the biographic study of the most prominent figure of Dominican Republic or past, from the 18th century to the last quarter of the 20th. Through the biography by Dr. Casá, we can know the very history of the formation and development of the Dominican nation, with its protagonists and their social progress. Also, the divergences and political confrontations condensed in liberalism, nationalism, and conservatism, as well as the formation of a society in which despotisms, corruptions, and authoritarianism become limitants for the construction of a true democratic and participant society.
As of the year 1986, he was employed as prophet at the Center for Economic Research and Technique for Mexico, where the down class in economic history. Likewise, he was professor of the history and the Latin American faculty of social science from 1986 to 1989. He was also a professor at the Anatomy University of Santo Domingo for more than 2 decades. He was participating in numerous historical, social, and economic research projects sponsored by private state and institutes. The story of Roberto Casá entails economic and social history of the Dominican Republic has been considered a class in which the compendiums, summaries, or manuals of the story of the Santo Domingo, which have been published in the country, and his work is among to the top 5 best most prolific Dominican historians and historical works in recent years in the country. The interest of Roberto Casá in the Dominican intellectual endeavor relieved from the first moment his own personality and endowed the country with a unique voice. In this work, our story seeks to be a pleasant sequence of story to guide me to a something disturbing analysis in which the events are seen in the light of the social and economic circumstances in which they take place. For us, for this reason, the mere mention of the name was in use the memory of innumerable discussions motivated by the reading of each of his books in which different generations of students and social scientists have found matter of reflection on the reality. Since the 17th, when he was a story teacher for those who start the university college and taught history as a subject to university level students in various careers. Casa was part of new critical current free from the oppressive conditional that they took up other chronicled by the oppressor of dictatorship or conservative visions, especially the Spanish one. Casa and others, such as Professor Emilio Cordero Mitchell, were responsible of disseminating to university use the panorama of analytic historiography of the social analysis of the events narrated.
Since Prefect's Casa, there was a feeling amongst los they of respect for the teacher, who with nobility and with sound helps students to discover words and realities that have been hidden from them by the effects of the various things that prevalent before telling historical truth and stop repeating subsequently realized to hide realized and obscure contribution from historian figures. Even though in recent decades more emphasis has been placed on understand the process of the last century, there has been reaching in empirical information and a lyrical reflection of the colonial period. Dr. Casa, in the 3rd edition of the Social and Economic Historian of the Dominican Republic, once again showed his talent as a good historical researcher and extraordinary insight. Has time as a president of the Dominican Academy of History has been one of the most fruitful and edifying in the 76 years of the life, being praised by Dominican historians, journalists, and the general public for its achievement and goals obtained by the academic institution. In those 3 years in office, for example, there are more than 25 pamphlets that he has written and published through in Dominican biographies, Tobagan collection on the Dominican characters. In addition to his investigative essay in the national press, he has published a dozen books on history, sociology, and economy. Destinos in Española, Social and Economic History of the Dominican Republic, Introduction Social to the Material Theory of History, and Capitulates and Dictatorship, etc.